Are you living well? Or are you behaving like you own life? Because this life has been given to you as a gift. And the person who gave it to you can decide one day to just switch that light, to switch off that knob, and you will be gone. What are you doing with your health? How are you supporting your physical abilities, your physical health? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Venus Chenga, your counseling psychologist, life mediator, and life coach at the Mind Spa. Since 2020, you guys know what has been happening, and you know the protocol that we need to follow when it comes to COVID-19, and that has called for isolation. And just learning from that, ideally, tells us that, whenever you are under, any, issue that may be, interfering with your physiological functioning, you are normally not able to function well. You need the support of your family members, you need support from your friends, you need every little support because it does count. And specifically with COVID-19, and for victims who've experienced the disease in its own, you realize that with whether you want it or not, you are supposed to isolate yourself. And this is not only for your peace of mind, but also for the safety of your family members. I travel quite a bit, and one thing that I have really observed and made a rule in the house, to safeguard my family, is every time I travel and I know that I might be exposed to COVID, I normally isolate myself in the room for about 6 or 5 days, and make sure that I do my test, and that enables my family to have that peace of mind, that mom is doing this because she wants us to be safe. I know some of us, we have our different ways of doing things, and this is just something that I am putting out there. It is not something that you need to adapt, but for me it has really worked over time, and I thank God that we have been safe. Now back to my point, when you're faced with an ailment, ideally your physical mobility, your mental capacity is interfered with. Why? Because physically you become dependent on your family members. You become, and for those of us who have, even as I said, been victims of COVID, you have had to be given food in disposable things and all that, and so you are not able to really move around your environment the way you would want to. And that is why that social distance is emphasized when it comes to COVID itself. Now emotionally, there's always fear that engulfs us, the fear of the unknown. I'm here, I'm sick, I don't know if I'm going to make it through. And depending on how our bodies are able to deal with this different and specific diseases, it does really interfere with how we feel emotionally. And I always say, live life, live well, live unregrettably, live as if today is the only day that you have. Because when you're caught up in a situation whereby you're at the junction between life and death, for sure you will not have regrets. One of the greatest, I think, and famous, guys who made a quote, I meant to, remember who it is, but, this is what they said. Of late, I have been, getting calls, I've been, visiting people who are supporting their relatives who are unwell, and just thinking about it and going through the experience and seeing what people go through when they're tackling chronic diseases, when they're down and out, when it comes to physical health, has made me think of this video. So today I'm gonna be talking about how to survive when you're going through physical challenge or any ailment. Now, I want to use COVID-19 as, my reference point, because live well, live for today. Tomorrow is already taken. And that is what I want, to use today, as a quote, a starting point. Are you living well? Are you living well? Or are you behaving like you own life? Because this life has been given to you as a gift. And the person who gave it to you can decide one day to just switch that light, to switch off that knob, and you will be gone. What are you doing with your health? How are you supporting your physical abilities, your physical health? How are you then also supporting your emotional health? How are you supporting your spiritual health? Because these three things work hand in hand. If you're out, when it comes to physical health, most of the time, and most probably, your mental and your spiritual health are going to be affected. Those are the times you ask, where is God? Why can't he heal me? What can I do? What magic do I need to make this happen? So guys, I want to emphasize, if you're listening to me, if you're a YouTube creator, if you're whatever title you hold today, can you learn to live well? Can you take care of yourself first before you even attempt to take care of your family? This body is yours. There is no way you'll start putting energy into external factors when yourself, when you as a person are not stable. You need to eat right. You need to exercise. You need to pray and meditate. Those three things should be a day-to-day practice. So guys, as I said, today I'm just here to share my thoughts and my sentiments about what to do when you're feeling unwell. This is about surviving any ailment and to ensure that you come out of that, situation victorious. Because if you do not really empower yourself mentally first, there is no way you'll be able to fight this disease, whatever disease it is, chronic, temporary, whatever disease it is. It all starts, the battle starts from the mind. All right. And as you're listening to me, should you be one of these, people maybe who's in isolation because of COVID, or you just have a chronic disease that you're battling and probably it's also leading you into depression, please, let me tell you, if you follow these very simple tips, I may not be the, perfect 100% because I'm not a doctor, I'm just a, counseling psychologist. But these are very simple tricks that will help you survive through such times. Number one, what you need to do is to be aware. In this day and age where we are getting strange diseases attacking us, and I mean, for some of us, we have to go for tests and all that. Normally the starting point is feeling yourself, being aware of how your body feels like. There are times when you're just, seated and you're feeling faintish. There are times you wake up with headaches, consistent headaches every morning. And for most of us, we are very quick to pop pills, self-treat. And without knowing, the body is the way God created our bodies, he made it in such a way that it is so intelligent. It is able to communicate to you when it is imbalanced. So by the time you're waking up and you're getting maybe a headache, could it be that you have low blood sugar? If you're waking up every day and there's always some pain that occurs in the morning, you need to address that symptom. The worst thing is that, as human beings and seeing this kind of lifestyle that we have today, we are always on a fast lane. We are very quick to give ourselves quick and very effective treatment. You pop in a very strong painkiller, it sorts you out, you go doing your day. You have a headache, you take your 3 cups of coffee, you're okay. But the question is, what is this thing that is eating you up? Day 1, day 2, day 3, you're ignoring 7 days. There's something definitely happening inside you. And that is how we end up with chronic diseases, because the body already started communicating to us, but we kept on telling ourselves, oh, I'm tired. You give yourself excuses. So guys, let me tell you, awareness is very, very important. These are the days when you go for COVID test and it turns out negative, but you're sick. You're having the headaches, you're having those symptoms, you're diarrhea, all those symptoms. But you're still telling yourself, if the test said, I'm negative, then that so be it. I always tell, patients that I'm dealing with, my clients who I'm dealing with, I always tell them, it is you to tell the doctor what you feel. It is for you to emphasize that you feel this is not okay, and you feel that they need to have a look at that symptom, and not the doctor telling you, okay, we've done a scan, and according to us, your body feels okay. This body, as I said, is yours. Own it. Be aware of it. Be synchronized to it, so that anytime it prompts you by communicating, by giving you a certain symptom, you're able to pick that immediately and you're able to address. Let me tell you, time has a lot of power. Time can change things. Today, you may start with a headache. Tomorrow, it ends up being a stroke. In between, what we have is awareness and time. All right? So that is my first point. The second one is, of course, if you're getting the symptoms, okay? Maybe you're listening to me and you have COVID, and you got the symptoms. Obviously, the doctor will tell you isolate because people are getting different symptoms. So you're isolating yourself, but what is it that you're doing even as you isolate? What intervention are you using? What symptom are you dealing with? Is it diarrhea? Is it headaches? Is it chills? Is it a cough? Whatever symptom it is, address it. Take the right medication and do not overdose. Of course, our body is made up of cells, and of course, these cells sometimes, are faced with the different kind of attacks, viruses, other bacteria, all right? So it is for you to go and see a specialist, and they give you the right medication for that particular symptom. So guys, on to my third point. If you're unwell, COVID or any other disease, learn to isolate and shut up. A lot of the time, and I want to use, COVID as an example, a lot of the time we find that people have this warped view or perception about guys who are sick. And most of the time, and I want to say this, if you've been in that space, you know how people will gossip, especially if you have a serious chronic problem. Guys will always talk, and these things will end up hurting you. And when your emotions become imbalanced, then your body becomes toxic, because then the mind is not stable enough to help the body fight this disease. So I always advocate for you to just take time out, know who your support system is. The guys who are within your intimate circles, and in my future video I'm going to be talking about systems, systems of support. Let them be aware that this is where you are at, and allow them, discuss on how they can access you. But for the rest of the world, for those people, for the naysayers, for the gossipers and all that, keep them at bay. Fight this thing on your own. Fight that disease, and when you're done, then you can come out and share your experiences. There is nothing as bad as, I always see a lot of the times, people, we are all different. Of course, we have very different personality. But, by the time you're having a headache and you're going out there, on social media, like, you guys, I'm sick, and you're looking for sympathy and empathy from people. Guys, the world can be really, really mean. I've seen guys who, have posted, stuff when they're in hospital, and the kind of comments that they're given is very, very, very inhuman. So for me, I would really advocate, the best thing is create that environment whereby you're able to deal with this as you. Remember, you're the first firefighter. You're the first person to heal yourself. All right? So in that space, in the quietness, you can pray, you can do stuff as you, and help the body heal itself. All right? The few people that you want to access you, let them come. And I'm sure by the time you're selecting these people, they're people who are able to positively influence you even as you journey on in that space of healing. Number 4, You have to be part of your healing. You have to be part of your healing. What do I mean? You have to eat right. You have to exercise. You have to do what the doctors have said, to help you recover. Again, I'll go back to COVID-19. COVID is affecting the lungs. If you do not exercise, if you do not do your breathing exercises, if you don't walk, how else would you help the body then fight this thing? So it doesn't take that magic wand. It doesn't take that, supernatural. It takes you, discipline. Know what to eat, when to eat it. Know what to do, when to do it, And when you find that you're also being part of that process, the body is able to heal itself quicker, or faster than when you just depend on medication. All right. Now, another thing I want you to, I really feel that I should emphasize, as I said, this channel is about psychospiritual support. I feel that prayer is very, very important. And as I say in all my videos, we do not discriminate. It doesn't matter who you pray to. What I'm talking about is that healing power. Everything starts from a supernatural space. Guys, there's nothing as good as, or as beautiful as isolating and then, taking that time to pray, to invest in the spirit, to connect with the spiritual. That does a lot of magic. I have seen the power behind prayer as a person. And I would tell you, if you try it today, just tapping onto the source, you would be amazed at how much you are able to fight this. For those of us who are Christians, the word of God says that Jesus healed many. And for him, he was just speaking, and he would say, be healed. He would speak to the spirit of dampness, the spirit of, and these spirits would listen, and they would leave these guys, and guys would be restored. The blind would be, would begin seeing, the deaf would hear, the dumb would begin talking. We talk about the woman who had a bleeding issue for 21 years. 21 years. That was supernaturally chronic, bleeding. It's amazing that, she was still alive. Yeah. So what I'm just trying to say is, whichever book you refer to when it comes to spirituality, there's always a miracle. There's always something to show you that when you pray and when you tap into source, you're able to get, quick healing. Let me say that, quick healing. Yeah, supernatural power. I believe so much in it, guys. I know scientists will say otherwise. I know biologists will say, but at the end of the day, I personally, because I have walked that journey of praying when I've been ill, and I've seen that as an intervention that has worked more effectively than just relying on medication. All right, so that is that. And as I said, guys, in this channel, pick what you want, live what you don't believe it. It's all about empowering ourselves, psychologically, in very simple terms, right? I'm here to just, empower your mindset so that you're able to fight through, to have a life that is more fulfilling. This life is yours. Own it. This body that you have is yours. Treat it right. Own it. Be aware. So guys, are you watching me and you're suffering from COVID-19? One thing that I'd like to tell you is relax. You are going to be fine. Here are 10 tips that I would give you from a place of experience and having walked with people who have been in the same road and they have proven to work out. Number 1, do not rely on tests. Be aware. Feel your body. See what your body is trying to communicate to you. Watch for every symptom. That should give you a hint as to whether something is wrong with your body. Number 2, if you have found out that truly you have tested positive, have your vitals checked. The effect of COVID is the, how would I put it? Like the people that, quite a number of people I've talked to, is the long-term effects. It's not even about now. It's what it leaves on the body that works against you in the future. So it's very, very critical that you emphasize and you insist on checks. Have your lungs checked, have your chest checks. Those are very, very important. Number 3, take your medication and take your vitamins. It is all of us exhibit very, very different symptoms. For some, it's a headache. For others, it's diarrhea. For, we have different bodies and we exhibit very different symptoms. Check out your symptom and treat it within the right time. Remember, I said time makes a whole lot of difference. Number 4, keep breathing right. Some of the things that I've seen, as a support systems that have been given to guys who are struggling, with breathing, apart from, of course, the oxygen itself, is, trying to use I've forgotten the name, but there's a machine that you use, to try and see if your lungs are working well. So you keep on breathing, and it's like a breathing exercise. So keep doing that. Try and keep your lungs functioning. Walk if you should, walk so that the oxygen can keep the oxygen system running very, very well. Number 5, watch out your support system. Look out for the best support systems. You don't have to go out there and tell everyone, or go on social media and tell everyone, I'm going through this. Try and get your intimate circle to support you. Okay, during this time, it is very, very important that you keep your circle very small and also very, very positive. So make sure that you have the right support system, and it will help you really, really recover quickly. Number 6, work on your mentality. As I say, don't think death. Okay, yes, I know some of us have experiences where we've lost loved ones, but your mentality, trust you me, dictates a lot. Try and fight it fast from the mind. The mind is such a powerful tool. Don't start, panicking. Whenever there's fear, everything is bound to go wrong. But when you have confidence, it's like you've already won 50% of that battle. So try and think life. Speak life to yourself, okay? Make sure that you're reading and you're listening to positive stuff. That should be able to make your body, go on a journey of self-healing. Number 7, shut up. Sorry guys, I've used that word, but yes, as much as it looks so mean, but you have to shut up. I have seen, from where I come from, I've seen people being like, abandoned. Can I say abandoned or avoided because they have got, of course we have to isolate, but it's not even, during that time, but after recovery that, you get to realize that people can be very, very mean. You have recovered, you've done even more than 25, 30 days, but people are still treating you like you're sick. All right. So for me, I always say, even if you're going through something, if you're going through an ailment, try and shut up. Just keep quiet. Fight the battle. Come back to yourself. Move on with your life. Human beings are very wicked and they're selfish. There's no one, none of us wants to die. So, it's actually the case for COVID. No one wants to be around you when you are sick. So the only bad thing and the only thing that I realize is that, this thing sticks in their mind. So, they avoid you, that support system that you're looking at, to come through for you, to, to welcome you back to your, to that space where, now you're okay and all that. They treat you so bad. I've seen someone, I've sat down with someone who almost 6 months after getting COVID, they were still being treated like, they were dying. The gossip was still so strong and all that. And it really, really affected them. So the best solution for this is shut up, fight your battles within your closet, inside your closet, get well and move on with your life. Don't share stuff with people, because such things, there are people who have not really developed mentally, if you ask me, and they end up, doing more harm to you emotionally than good. The other tip is change. Every experience should push you towards a certain level of change. Is it that you got this thing because of just being so free? We are being told to isolate, wear your mask. How did you get this thing? Did you travel and you did not take care of yourself? This is the opportunity time for you to change. Having gone through what you have gone through, having experienced what you have experienced, should now prompt you to be more disciplined in the future. I will leave that there. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, is invest in your spirituality. I will emphasize, I'll keep on emphasizing in this channel about spirituality. Make sure you pray. Prayer does magic. Prayer changes things, and prayer heals. So invest in not only feeding on your spiritual food, but also meditating and affirming the things that you want to see in your life. Speak healing. Say it. I am healed. I am healed. And when you send this spiritual command into that space, the spiritual space, then things begin to work for you. That said and done, if you're watching me for the first time, please subscribe for my channel in case you find this helpful to you so that you can get future notification. Remember, this channel is about mental empowerment. I believe everything starts from a place of the mindset. So this is what I'm all about, empowering you so that you can enjoy life and enjoy it very, very well. Till next time, see you. Bye-bye.